Good morning. It's 9:45 on September 9th, and today I have my IUD consultation. So my plan is to take you on a little informational and educational, like, what do you call it? And I'm going to bring you bring you to my consultation, and then I'm going to bring you to my actual appointment, and I'm going to do like a follow-up a few days later or that day to tell you how I'm feeling, and I'm going to give you like a whole rundown on how my experience was. So I'm about to leave to go to my consultation. It's at 10:20, and I'm walking there, and this is today's fit. Okay, my shirt is from Brandy. This is not focused. The shirt's from Brandy. These pants I thrifted, and I'm wearing my 4s. Need to be readjusted. So I don't know what bag I'm gonna bring because none of them really match. Might just bring my black Kinkin. Green doesn't match. Black it is. Okay, so I am going to get my bag ready, put my watch on, put my rings on, and then we're gonna go. I don't know what they're gonna do. I just have to do that TV screening. Pray for me. Yes, long time no see. And I'm inverted, I think. Yeah. Anyways, I never mentioned what happened at my consultation, but basically I went in and it was like a conversation based. We talked about which IUD I'd be getting. I got Mirena, by the way. Which she was just talking to me about like how some insurances cover certain ones, whatever. She was talking about how long it lasts. She talked to me about, you know, what would happen if I were pregnant, and I had my IUD. I still had my IUD put in because they will ask you if you were having sex, and you get tested that day, but there's like I think she said like a 2-week period. So 2 weeks after I got my IUD, no, a week or two after my IUD, I had to take a pregnancy test to make sure I wasn't pregnant because you can miscarry, or I'm not exactly sure what else, but it's just very dangerous to be pregnant when you have an IUD. So talked about that. And she answered my questions, and it was just really like a prep, like a verbal prep, like this is what's gonna happen. And yeah, that's all that really happened. It wasn't scary. I did not get screened. There was no like, she didn't look at my, there was no anything like that. It was literally just a conversation. I took a pregnancy test and an STD test, and that was all. Just got out of my appointment, day 1, got blood drawn for STD screening, which is something that I personally don't think enough people do, because, I mean, like, if you are, God, there's so many people, if you're sexually active, there's literally no reason you can't get screened. Like, if you have to get a urine test for, like, whatever reason, like, I regularly get urine tests for my autoimmune disease, but like to simply be like, oh, like, can you test me for STDs? Like, when you go to the doctor, you literally just pee in a cup, and that's it. So I don't want to hear anyone's excuses, because it's just like, it's for your own health, and like if you're using protection, there's no reason to not get tested, even if like I don't know, a lot of people don't realize that you can also get like STDs from oral sex. So there's a trend coming, they're all gonna see me. But it's so important to get screened and to make sure that you're healthy. And not for like and not for the people you're having sex with, but for yourself, because like if you don't get tested and you have something, over time like it can get worse, and it can be just, it's very dangerous. Like you can get like very sick, and a lot of STDs are asymptomatic, so get tested. Good morning. It is IUD day. I'm not even gonna lie, I don't know where to put my camera. I'm really nervous. So yeah, it's like 7:45. My appointment's not till 9, but I have to bring my little brother to his first day kindergarten. So that's what I'm doing now. And then I'm gonna go to my appointment. I'm gonna see if I can get my mom to come in because I'm really nervous. I know it's not that bad. I don't know. Also, 57 degrees outside. I don't know who would have thought they were, but I don't do cold weather. I'm gonna walk out today with an IUD. So I have nothing to fear, right? Nothing to fear. That's, so many people have done it. It's like, as I say to myself when I'm flying, I couldn't do that. Wow, if it wasn't safe. Pinch, done. I think I can handle it.
Who's gonna tell her? Who is gonna tell her?
Right, I got my belly button pierced, got my nose pierced, got tattoos. I'm only sensitive because, oh my gosh, it's not my camera. I think the only reason I'm so nervous is because it's in my vaginal area, and oops, I've never had anything done. I've never had a pap smear. I've never seen a doctor for my lady area, and I'm nervous to like, I think I'm also nervous to like get the clamp in. It sounds so disgusting, but I'm not feeling excited. I'm home and I have my IUD inserted. So I feel like this is blurry. Okay, so the process. First, I go in and I decided to do, I'm not sure what it's called, Teradol, something along those lines. It's like a strong ibuprofen, helps with cramping, so I did that because I didn't think it would. When I went to do my consultation, the two of us, me and the doctor, said that it wouldn't do any harm, but it would make me feel better. So that's what I did. So my head's staying on. So then I did that, and I thought it was like a shot on my arm. It's in my butt. This was really awkward, but it was fine. And then got my shot, and the doctor came in, explained the whole thing. Yeah, so then she called in her assistant, her nursing assistant. I think that's what she was called. I'm sorry, there's a mess in the back. Okay, so then she called in her nursing assistant and we got started. First thing I do is, I don't know what these things are called, but there's this metal thing. It looks like a metal clamp, and you'll first have to get undressed, which is really, really weird. I've never had an exam, so it was really awkward for like a hot second, and I was like, this is their job. They do this like literally all day if they work 8 hours, and like most doctors will work at least 8 hours a day. So I was like, yeah, this isn't weird to them. So I sat there and I put my feet on the harnesses, the feet holder things. Yeah, and she put the metal clamp inside and opened it, and she just said that it was a lot of pressure. That did not hurt me. Honestly, like, it didn't even feel like that much pressure. It was just kind of like, okay, whatever. And next they took a big, it's like a huge Q-tip, like the pop is like this big. Took that with the solution, with some type of solution, and cleaned my cervix. She did that 3 times. That I couldn't really feel it. I mean, I could feel that she was doing something, but it didn't hurt. It didn't like tickle. It was just kind of, it was like a gentle, like very gentle pressure. So after she cleaned me off, or sterilized the area, she clamped my cervix, and this was when things started to go downhill for me. I can't tell if it's in focus. So basically she clamped my cervix, which was just to open it to get to my uterus. And because I have not had a child, my cervix was it was closed, that's what she said. Obviously, like, when you have a child, your cervix like widens. Cervix widens to allow a child to go through it. So my cervix has never been widened. So she clamps it, and that's the first part where you will feel cramping. I didn't realize they meant like actual like cramping. Like, I thought it'd just be like I'd feel it. I thought I'd feel it on my cervix, the pain, but no, I felt like whole abdominal cramps. At this point, I had a heating pad on. She like gave it to me. It's like it was just like a normal thing. It wasn't because I was feeling anything. It was just like put it there for comfort. So I have the heating pad on, and I started to feel like cramps. Like, okay, it's not comfortable, right? And I started getting really warm. So she started getting warm and sweaty, and she was so good. She was like, how are you? And I was like, yeah, not feeling too hot. I am feeling hot. Not feeling great, feeling a little dizzy, feeling a little and I was like, can I have some water? So we stopped. You know, they were talking to me like, you're okay, like, do you need anything? And I was like, yeah, like, I just need water. And like, I think I was panicking because I didn't, knowing that something's gonna hurt and like allowing it to continue is like, it's like a weird concept. Because as humans, like, we naturally, like, we flinch when something hurts. So like, that part of my brain is like, oh, this isn't normal. My fight or flight. So after I had some water, I kind of just laid there. I was like, okay, lay back down. She's like, do you want me to continue? I was like, yes, just go ahead. So she had to take this other instrument to open my cervix. Again, cramping. And it's like a piercing cramp, not piercing, but like a piercing feeling, like sharp, quick cramps. Instead of like those lingering, like uncomfortable cramps, there's like a big, like, I was like, oh, you know. So she, beforehand, she was like, yes, this is gonna hurt a little bit. And she did it. I was like, eek. Yeah, that cramping was not it. Okay, so then at this point my cervix is open. This is so gross. No, it's not. This is just the truth. This is what happened. So at this point my cervix is open, and she has direct entry to my uterus at this point. So she tells me that she has to measure to see how far she's gonna put the IUD in. Takes some device, puts it through up my vaginal canal, through my cervix to my uterus. And that part didn't hurt, but my body cramped because that's what happened. It's just the cramping. I had medicine and the cramping was still pretty painful. It was very painful. And she said that the cramping, like the pain varies from person to person depending on period cramps. I usually get like an aching feeling. Like one, not a explain. It's like one constant cramp instead of like continuously recramping. So yeah, she measures it. That was quick. She just like went in, measured, whatever. And then this is when it gets crazy. So I'm still over here hot, sweaty, not feeling too great. I felt like I was gonna pass out. So I'm laying there, and like I hate to admit it, cause like I felt like such a wimp. I was like just laying there, and she's like, okay, like never gonna put the IUD, and I was like, oh great. Videos I saw, put it in, click, done. This woman, so kind, so gentle, doing her job just as she should, puts like the tube to insert it inside. And she's in there, and like I'm cramping, and it's painful, right? Like I'm in pain, and I'm just like, okay, right? And she was in there for like 10 seconds, so I was like, okay, like how long does this take? She's like, oh, like not that long. When I tell you, she was probing around there for like, okay, felt like a minute. Like the cramping, it was so bad. At one point I was literally like, ow, 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 because it hurts. It's the cramping. It's not pain, it's cramping, but it's like sharp cramping. So don't go in like, I don't want people to go in thinking like, when they clamp you, it hurts. It's not like getting pinched. Like not at all. It's like it sends a cramp, which is like, it's a weird concept. Because like you'd think it would hurt, but it's just cramping. It's weird. So I'm cramping really bad, and I'm like, are you almost done? She's like, yeah, like almost. And she does it. It was so bad. Like literally, I have a high pain tolerance, and the cramps were just ugh. So I'm over here, I'm like freaking out, and the nurse is like, the doctor's doing it. The nurse is like, oh, like, why don't you take off your sweater? You know, okay, a cold pack, put it on her forehead, because I was literally sweating, and I was like, oh my gosh. Took off my sweater, was laying there with the cold pack, just like, what is going on right now? And she's like still in there for like a minute, and she says, your IUD is in. I was like, yes, yes, yes. I literally, in my head, or like my mouth, like, thank God. I don't want people to be scared, but like the cramps are intense. So like now I'm fine, but like the cramps were getting it. So keep in mind I hadn't eaten anything all day, so I was feeling a little nauseous, a little lightheaded. I don't know if that's because I hadn't eaten, but it was a lot. So then she removes everything, you know, all good in the head. Everything is, she's like, yep, everything's great. Okay, I moved, and I'm standing. It's so weird because my braids are being distracting, and I think that this part's like genuinely important. So once she finished everything, she said that it's normal to have spotting for a few days, cramping for 24 to 48 hours, and she explained, I have to close my door. She explained that for 24 hours, nothing can go inside of my vagina. So like, I feel like it's pretty straightforward, because most people I don't think use tampons for spotting, but that means like pads or panty liners for spotting. So then she said for a week, you have to use a condom during sex. And she said that for some people, when they get their IUD, right away their period stops. She also said that at my first appointment, I was told that getting an IUD is as effective as getting your tubes tied, which is like a 99% chance of not getting pregnant, which is pretty crazy. She also let me know today that if someone were to get an IUD and they were to be very early in their pregnancy, the chances of miscarrying are really high, or not really high, but they're a lot higher, due to the IUD and the removal of the IUD that would have to take place. during in case of pregnancy. And that's, they do have you take a pregnancy test before you get any IUD or any birth control, because I was on the pill previously, and I had to take a pregnancy test before that I went on the pill. So all you do is pee in a cup, and then it comes back almost immediately, and they tell you like you're pregnant, you're not pregnant. If you are, I do not think you can proceed with birth control. So that's my experience. I'm gonna keep you guys updated on crimping and spotting. As of right now, I'm not spotting and I'm crimping, and I'm gonna go take a nap because I still feel a little lightheaded.
First, before I end this video, I just want to say that since getting my IUD, it's been a little over a month. I've had like a really good experience so far. My first IUD period was really bad. I had really bad cramps. Bleeding was normal, but my cramps were really bad. And I got that like a week after I got my IUD. And not too long ago, about 3 weeks ago, I went to urgent care because I was peeing blood. I got tested for a UTI, a yeast infection, STDs, all came back negative. And the only thing that I thought changed and that could have caused it was my IUD. A lot of people were like, oh, like you're probably spotting, but like I know the difference. There's blood in my pee. But I don't have any kidney issues or anything, so that was weird. But I can't say that was my IUD, but it was probably my IUD, more than likely. And now it is a month and a week, basically, after I've had my IUD, and I'm currently on my period, but my period is so light. I have no cramps. I think I have PMDD, so I'm experiencing like mood swings, but overall my bleeding has like subsided a great amount, and I'm feeling really good. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions about an IUD, you can hit me up on my Instagram, which is down below, or you can comment any questions that are general and less private. But feel free to ask me questions because I have no problem answering them. Obviously, I made a whole video about this. I'm very open about it. It's nothing that I really care to hide. Yeah. Also, if you have any negative opinions about contraceptives, I don't want to hear it because I don't care. Like, I really don't care. The IUD is in my body. It impacts me and me only, so yeah. Also, my mom's completely aware, like, it's not, whatever. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I hope that this video comes out after my life update video. And next week, I'm hoping to post my wisdom tooth video. All of this is, like, really delayed, but you'll see. Thanks so much for watching. I have a few new videos coming, and I'm trying to find time to edit, so keep watching. And thank you so much for staying subscribed, although I've been absent for a very long time. I appreciate you. Bye.